What was a loophole that you found and exploded the hell out of? My college dorm had this ridiculous rule where guests couldn't stay overnight more than twice a month. 3 violations meant losing housing completely. My girlfriend Ava and I had been dating for 2 years, but now lived in different dorms across campus. Seeing each other just 8 nights a month was torture. Our floor's RA, Trevor, was basically a hall monitor on steroids. This dude would literally wake up at 5:30 a.m. to catch overnight guests trying to sneak out. He kept a physical logbook of violations and had already gotten 2 students kicked out of housing that semester. Everyone hated him, but everyone feared him more. After he wrote me up for having Ava over a 3rd night in October, he smiled and said, "One more strike and you're homeless, buddy." I was desperate. That night, instead of studying for midterms, I did something no college student ever does. I actually read my housing contract, all 30 mind-numbing pages of it. At 2 a.m., bleary-eyed and caffeinated, I found gold buried on page 17. For purposes of overnight regulations, guests are defined as non-university individuals visiting residence facilities. I almost fell out of my chair. The definition specifically referred to people who weren't university students, but Ava was a student, just in a different building. By their own definition, she wasn't a guest at all. That weekend, I set the trap. Ava stayed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I even made sure people saw her coming and going. Monday morning, right on schedule, Trevor pounded on my door at 6:15 a.m. He didn't even try to hide his satisfaction. 3 overnight guests in 1 weekend. That's your final strike. He was already writing on his clipboard. "You'll need to appear before the housing board next Monday to explain why you shouldn't be evicted." I yawned dramatically, then pulled out my highlighted contract. Actually, there have been 0 violations of the guest policy this entire semester. His pen froze mid-stroke. "What? She was here 3 nights in a row. Multiple witnesses confirmed it." "Oh, Ava was definitely here," I said, flipping to the highlighted section. "But according to this, a guest is defined as a non-university individual. Ava's a student with an active ID. She can't be a guest under your own rules." The color drained from his face as he read the section. His mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping for air. This isn't," he sputtered. "Isn't what? The official housing contract we all signed?" I smiled. "Would you like to see her student ID as well?" He stormed off without another word. 2 days later, every resident received an urgent email from Housing Director Monica Wells announcing an immediate clarification to the guest policy, specifically adding that students from other residence halls are considered guests. I was prepared for this. That same night, I found another beautiful clause buried in the contract. Policy amendments affecting resident privileges cannot be implemented mid-term. The next morning, I knocked on Director Wells' open office door, highlighted contract in hand. Her eyes narrowed the moment she saw me. I placed the document on her desk, both sections highlighted. "According to page 23, you can't change it until next semester." She studied the pages, then looked up with a mixture of annoyance and respect. 5 years as director, and no one's ever actually read this thing, she sighed. "Congratulations, you found a legitimate loophole." Trevor became obsessed with finding ways to bust me on other violations. One night he wrote me up for excessive noise because my pencil was tapping too loudly while I studied. Another time for unauthorized furniture arrangement because my desk was 6 inches from its original position. Director Wells tried a different approach. She offered me a coveted single room in the upperclassmen dorm with a private bathroom if I'd voluntarily sign a new housing agreement. When I declined, she doubled it with a meal plan upgrade. The desperation was delicious. During move-out, Director Wells handed me next year's contract personally. The new guest definition was highlighted in neon yellow with a sticky note. Checkmate. By sophomore year, Ava and I both managed to get rooms in the same co-ed dorm. Different floors, but no overnight restrictions between them.